Hello besties, it's Kira. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I don't know why I decided to do this. I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in the year of 2023. If I sound weird or I look a little weird, I'm kind of like getting sick, I think. So I'm just going to be giving the title, the rating, some thoughts if I can remember any, and we'll move on. I think I read 126 or 7 books this year, which is like really crazy. All my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, Amazon wishlist, everything BD down there. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here, because this is our first video of 2024. Make sure to subscribe down below. Let's get into this. It's gonna take a while. First book that I read this year, still one of my favorite holiday books. 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. I give this a 4 to 5 stars. This was just like really fun. Then I read Rookie Move by Serena Bowen. I gave this a 3 to 5 stars. I don't remember anything about this. This next book just changed my life. It's one of my favorite books of all time. If you have not read this book, going into 2024, read this book. Twisted Games by Anna Huang, Reese, and Bridget. That's all I have to say. I love them so much. I think about them all the time. They are just the best, and this was the best fucking book ever. Princess Bodyguard. This, guys, just read this because I will never shut up about it. And I read The Legacy by Elle Kennedy. This is the 5th and final book in the Off-Campus series. This is just basically like little novellas of each couple. I thought it was okay. 2 to 3 to 5 stars. I didn't love this, but I don't know, cute to wrap up the series. This is also the new covers, if you did not know. Then I read Second Chance Hero by keiralynnw. Sorry if I did not pronounce your last name right. I gave this a 3 to 5 stars. I think this was just some free like Kindle book or something that I read. I don't remember anything about it other than that it was baseball. Then I picked up The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is the first book in the Inland Billionaire series. I can't believe I almost forgot what that was called. I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely my favorite in the series. Then I started the Addicted series with Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Gave this 3 to 5 stars. Didn't love it, but I decided to still continue with the series. Then I read Dreaming of a Heart Like Christmas by Sarah Robinson. Gave this a 3 to 5 stars. I don't know. It has a Christmas cover. I'm assuming it was just a cute little Christmas read that I picked up. Picked up Princess and the Player by... Sorry, I don't even want to try to pronounce this author's name because I don't want to mess it up. So you can see the cover. I gave this a 4 to 5 stars. I honestly don't even remember what this is about. Apparently January Kira left it. So 4 to 5 stars. Then I read After by Anna Todd, which I have watched all these movies. I don't know what kind of guilty pleasure Roman Empire type thing that this is for me, but I hated this book so much. If I DNF books at the time that I read this, I would have DNF'd it. I don't know why I gave it a 3 to 5 stars. I don't know what Kira was thinking. I read The Summer Proposal by Keiralynnw. I gave this a 3 to 5 stars. I think this was a hockey romance, possibly. That's all I remember, so I don't know. Then I read The Secret Puck by Rebecca Genshak. Give this a 3 to 5 stars. This definitely was a hockey romance, and I definitely do not remember anything about it. And then lastly, for January, which I read a ton of books in January, I guess, was The Birthday List by Devney Perry. This was my first Devney Perry book. Got me into Miss Devney Perry. I love her writing style. This is such a beautiful series. I love this book. Gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Realistically, it could have been a 5-star. I haven't picked up the Mason Jar series. Definitely recommend. Let's just roll right into February. Start off the month with A By a Thread by Lucy Score. Gave it a 4 to 5 stars. I liked it. It was a little bit long. I feel like I remember some things annoyed me. Grumpy Sunshine was good in this book. And yeah, that's all I remember. I picked up Icebreaker by Hannah Grace because this was been up a storm all over Book Talk and stuff, even though I wasn't on Book Talk at the time. I gave this a 5 stars, but now that I'm here and I've read a lot more books since I've read this one, I definitely would not give it a 5 star. Realistically, if I read it right now, it's just a classic, and I do love these 2 characters and this series. I picked up The Way It Used to Be by Amber Smith. This was a really, really triggering book, I will say, but I do want to read the sequel. Give this a 3 to 5 stars, and I dove into Devney Perry's Eden series. So this is Indigo Ridge. This is the first one. Gave it a 4 to 5 stars. Really liked the mystery. plot in this. It's just really short, fun, small town romances. So I read The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I think I read this around Valentine's Day because it takes place around Valentine's Day or on Valentine's Day. Give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was just cute. I didn't love the Groundhog Day situation that was going on, but I read Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And again, if I could DNF books, I would have DNF'd this book because it just wasn't good. I don't know why I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It honestly deserves a 2. Then I finished up the Mason Jar series with Letters to Molly by Debney Perry. Second and final book. This is like a marriage in turmoil type situation. Didn't love this one as much, but it really was beautiful. Can't say enough good things about this Mason Jar series, so definitely pick it up if you haven't already. Read From Luke Off with Love, my Mariana Zapata. Gave it a 4 to 5 stars. I think this was my first Mariana Zapata book. Was not used to slow burn. Loved the enemies to lovers in this. And then the last book that I read for February was Marriage for One by Ella Mays. Gave this a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I still love these characters, and the story was just so sweet, and I love A Marriage of Convenience. That is all for February. Let's get into March. First book, one of my favorite books of all time I read in March, is Lotus by Jennifer Hartman. Guys, pick this book up if you have not already. I just love this story so much. It's a little bit of actually like a darker romance, which is not usually my thing, but this, oh my god, infinity out of 5 stars. Oliver, I would die for, and Sid, just the freaking cutest couple of the universe. Then I read The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. Gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. My first mystery thriller that I've read, and it honestly was so fun. I still want to continue with the series. I just haven't been in the mood in a really long time to pick up a mystery or a thriller, but recommend. Then I picked up Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. Gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This was my first mafia romance book. I don't know what was going on in this time for me with the dark romances and the mafia. I was just trying to try it out. I don't think it's for me. And then I started one of my favorite series of all time, the ACOTAR series. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses in March, and I gave it a 4 to 5 stars. It was really hard for me to get into. If you stick with it, guys, this is your sign. If you're I can't get through ACOTAR, I got through it. This was my first fantasy book. Oh my god, this was my first fantasy book. So I was fucking confused, but I stuck with it, and fucking changed my life. This series has changed my life, is all you need to know. Read ACOTAR, read ACOTAR. Get through A Court of Thorns and Roses, trust me. I read Consider Me by Becca Mack. This is a hockey romance. Gave it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I don't know. It was cute, it was a little cringy, but I don't know. I just love hockey romance books, and I'm loving this series, I will say. Then I read Irresistible by Melanie Harlow. I give this a 3 to 5 stars. Don't remember anything. I think it was a nanny romance. Maybe not. I don't think Melanie Harlow's books are for me. I read Off Limits by Katharina Mora. I'm sorry, I think I say that author's name wrong every single time. I'm sorry. The book is called Until You, not Off Limits. I think 2.5 is my final answer. I think this is some kind of hacker romance. This author, I've tried a few books this year, just wasn't for me. And we read just another book that just wasn't for me. And it was Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. I wanted to DNF this book. I think I listed it as a 3 stars, but I'm thinking 2. I'm thinking 2 stars. I didn't like Josh. I just couldn't get over it. I loved Jules. I loved her character. I just couldn't get over Josh and the relationship. And I started my second kind of fantasy / dystopian series, Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. Gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Did a whole vlog on it. I liked it. Really easy to read, get through, all that stuff. Then I read Destroy Me, the novella that's in between the first and the second book. I think this is Warner's point of view. Gave it a 3 to 5 stars. I usually don't like to rate novellas above 3 stars unless they're freaking amazing. Then I read Dirty Curve by Megan Brandy. I gave this a 2 to 5 stars. Again, could have been a DNF. The next book in the Shatter Me series, Unravel Me. This I gave this a 4 stars, but I quite literally kind of hate this book. just because of a certain character. And I finished up the month with the second novella, Fracture Me, which is from Adam's point of view. 5 stars. All right, that was March. Let's get into April. So I started off April trying again to read a book from this author. I tried Forever After All by Keiralynnw. Gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. This author just isn't for me. Then I read like a book that I want to be buried with. Bury me with this book. Akamov, A Court of Mist and Fury. Favorite books of all time. People, read the ACOTAR series because this book is it. Oh my god, live, laugh, love this book. Worth every minute, hour, day. And I did a little video that, I don't even know why I did it because it put me in a thriller slump. But I read thrillers for a week, so here they are. First one was The Silent Patient. Gave it 3.5 to 5 stars. It was a little weird, but now that I like look back at it, it was a psychological thriller, so it makes sense. But yeah, not my favorite. Then I read The Perfect Marriage, gave it a 4 to 5 stars. This one was better. A little weird. The plot twist, like, I knew it was coming, but like, I didn't put it together type thing. I don't know. And then last one I read was Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Someone described this as like a dark thriller, and that is completely what it is. But I ate it up. Really liked it. Then I read Until It Fades by K.A. Tucker. I just picked this up on a whim. I give it a 3 to 5 stars. I remember there not being a lot of romance in here. I think it was also maybe partly hockey. That's why I picked it up. I don't remember, but it was alright. Then I read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata, my second Mariana Zapata book. Gave it a 4 to 5 stars. I don't really remember, other than being like football and a marriage of convenience or something like that. So yeah, I think I liked it enough. Then I read everybody's favorite book in the Shadow Me series, Ignite Me. Give us a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Wasn't actually my favorite in the series. I don't even know why, because I can't really remember, but it was good from what I remember. Then I read Eleanor and Gray by Brittany C. Cherry. Gave this a 4 to 5 stars. It was just like a really beautiful but like heartbreaking romance story. And then I read again one of my favorite books of all time. I wouldn't say of all time, maybe of all time. Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. Also gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. This was so interesting, but I ate it up. I love Christian, and I love Stella. I didn't love it as much as, obviously, as Twisted Games, but it was still like a 5 stars overall. And then the last book that I read for April, I think, was 3 Little Words by Megan Quinn. This is part of some hockey series. I don't know if it's ongoing or anything like that. Gave it a 2 to 5 stars. I think it was Accidental Pregnancy, which is like not my favorite trope at all. I don't even know why I read it. I don't recommend. On to May. I started off the month with A Court of Wings and Ruin. It's a 4 out of 5 stars. A lot of politics and war in this book, just a heads up. But I still really, really liked it. This is the last book that I've read for the ACOTAR series. I have not been in this world since May of last year, which is a crime. I know. Then I read kind of a disappointing one, because this was like a lot of people's favorite book in the series, and it just like didn't hit for me. Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This was an anticipated 5 stars for me, and I gave it a 4 to 5 stars, but I think honestly I'd bump it down to like a 3. It was just disappointing to me. I didn't like love Declan and Iris together. And I read another really good book that I think about a lot, Juniper Hill by Daphne Perry, the second book in the Eden series. Gave us a 5 out of 5 stars. I love Memphis and Knox so much. Single parent, like, so good. So good. And I read Little Lies by Helena Hunting. I think this is a hockey romance. Remember anything about it? Gave it a 3 to 5 stars. I read another hockey romance, if that last one was a hockey romance, Puck Shy by Tegan Hunter. Gave it a 3 to 5 stars. Don't really remember much about this one either. It's been average if I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. So then I continued the Addicted series with Ricochet by Kristen Becker-Ritchie. Give this a 4 to 5 stars. I really, really liked this one a lot more than I liked Addicted to You. Then I read another book that was surprisingly really, really good. I really liked this book. And it was Ghosted by J.M. Darthauer. Sarah Crowley talked a lot about this book, so that's why I ended up picking up and reading it. Gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's like kind of heavy. Single parent, and he, like an actor, they were childhood lovers to strangers to lovers type thing. Kind of still underrated, guys. Definitely pick this up if you have not already. Then I read Kingdom of the Wicked by keiralynnw. Sorry if I did not say that right. 3 out of 5 stars. I don't think I'm going to continue with the series. And the writing was weird. The plot and world building was confusing. I don't know. I read another book in the Shadow Me series, Restore Me, the 4th book. 4 to 5 stars. Reads review says I was shook and the ending was crazy. Sure. I don't remember. My favorite books of all time. I think about these 2 characters a lot. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. If you want an enemies to lovers duology fantasy series, pick this up. I loved it so much. I love Jace and Kazi so much. Read it. Read it. Then I read Be My Game Changer by Andrea Rose. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Gave it a 3 to 5 stars. I have no idea what this is even close to being about. Then lastly, for May, I read Wait For It by Mariana Zapata. Gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think this was like single parent type situation. I really did actually like it. I loved the 2 characters. I definitely recommend, out of all the Mariana Zapata books that I've read, I definitely recommend this one. I liked it the most. On to June, baby. June, I started the Chestnut Spring series with Flawless by Elsie Silver. I think this a 4 to 5 stars. Didn't love it, but didn't hate it. These definitely aren't my favorite characters. I think my toes into the cowboy romance, and I love Elsie Silver. I want to read everything that she writes. Her writing style is so easy. These books are so quick, so fun. I read Lucky Hit by Hannah Cohen. This is a hockey romance series. 4 to 5 stars. Really easy to get through. I loved the characters and their dynamic. Then I read Shadow Me, novella that comes between the 4th and the 5th book in the Shadow Me series. I think it's Kenji's point of view. Gave it a 3 to 5 stars. I love Kenji so much. I read Reluctantly Yours by Aaron Hawkins. I gave this a 3 to 5 stars. I don't remember. I think it's some office type romance. I wrote, and I quote, "This was okay, nothing groundbreaking, skimmed the last 15%. And that's all my thoughts. Then I read To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Stio. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Give this a 4 to 5 stars. Really loved the kind of mermaid pirate type situation thing that was going on. I didn't know that this was a Little Mermaid retelling. Really good fantasy standalone. I was in my little summer romance book era, and I read 3 in a row. So first one was The Roughest Draft by Emily Wilderberry. 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was okay, I think. I read The Infinity Between Us by Ennis Perkins. Really liked this book. It kind of reminded me of Every Summer After and Love in Other Words. It definitely was way better than Every Summer After. You know, lake house, past and present, childhood friends to lovers to enemies to strangers, all that. And then the last little summary book that I read was The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. Gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Cute little YA summer read. Wasn't my favorite on the romance side. A little bit deeper. I read Defy Me, which is the 5th book in the Shadow Me series. 5 stars. So much happened in this book, from what I remember. I read it in a day, but it was good when I was reading it. I do remember that. That's why I gave it a 5 stars. I learned a lot of stuff. Plot twist left and right. Then I read 2 Kindle books, I believe. A Nordic King by Rena Halley. Gave this a 3 to 5 stars. I don't even remember what this was. It might have been like some, you know, like Hallmark movies where they're like, babysitting for the royal family. I think it was something like that. Like, honestly, I think she was a babysitter for some, like, king. I read Famous Last Words by E.W. Farnsworth. Gave this a 3 to 5 stars. I saw one quote on this on TikTok. It was some kind of hockey quote. And I think this was a hockey romance. But I don't think I remember any hockey being in there. On to July. Started off with Garnet Flats, 4th book in the Eden series. I didn't love this one. Gave it a 3 to 5 stars. Didn't really love the storyline or the characters. I finished up the Dance of Thieves duology with Val of Thieves. Gave it a 4 to 5 stars. Definitely did not love this one as much, obviously, as I love Dance of Thieves. Still really good. Good wrap up. Good drama. You know, all the damn things for a closing second book in a series. And I read 2 novellas in a fantasy series. It was The Scepter by J. Bree, and this was from, I think it was from the girl's point of view. And I read The Sword, which is the other prequel novella. I think that one's from the male main character's point of view, but I don't know, you just learn a little bit about the 2 characters, a little bit of their background, a little bit of a backstory and the 2 sides of like the witches and the fae. Gave them both 3 out of 5 stars because they're just little novellas, but very, very excited to start this series in 2024. And Keira woke up and was like, we are gonna DNF books here. We are gonna DNF books. Unfortunately, Yours by Tessa Bailey, the second book in the little, whatever she's calling it, duology thing, didn't DNF the first one, so why don't I DNF the second one? I hated this book so much. I hated it. I really hated it. Then I read second book in the Knock 'Em Out series, Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, 4 to 5 stars. Didn't love Nash and Lena's story, but I thought it was cute. Really recommend this series. I just like, nothing tops Things We Never Got Over. Nothing will ever top that book. I just love the found family in this series. So, so good. Then I read Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Gave this a 4 to 5 stars. I really do like this book. I just love Ali Hazelwood. I would read anything that she writes. Seriously, like, auto by author for sure. And I don't care if they're all STEM and science and I don't get them, okay? I love them anyway. Then I read Reveal Me, I think it's the last novella in the Shadow Me series. 3 to 5 stars. I don't remember anything about this. I don't remember whose point of view it is. I don't remember nothing. Then I love this book so much. Heartless by Elsie Silver, second book in the Chestnut Spring series. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Loved the single dad nanny romance in here. Daddy Cade. I think the new series that's coming out by Elsie Silver, it's actually Willa's brother. Why you keep falling on me? And I finished up the Shadow Me series with Imagine Me, 6th and final book. Gave this a 4 to 5 stars. I think I was disappointed. Yeah, I don't think the ending was really my favorite. I read This Is Forever by Natasha Morgan. I gave it a 4 to 5 stars. I have no idea what this book is about. Why did I give it a 4 to 5 stars, Keira? If I know, nothing. Nothing. Past Keira gave it 4 to 5 stars. Must have been decent. And then Keira entered her Throne of Glass era. Started The Assassin's Blade. I think you should start with this book. I know there's a million different ways to read it, but a lot of people recommended read it with The Assassin's Blade first. It's a bunch of novellas. You slowly learn the world and all the characters in Selena, and I just feel like you really connect because of the events that happen in this book. Then I read 2 more books, one of them being The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer. I think this was some kind of surfer romance book, 3 to 5 stars. I think I read this pretty quickly. I can't really remember. Summer-y romance. Then I read What's Left of Me by Kristen Baranta. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I will just say now, I think this had some kind of like abusive husband situation. I don't know why I read it. I gave it a 3 to 5 stars. Let's get into August. We're like so close yet so far. Okay, I started off with one that was also kind of disappointing in this series. Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I think at the end of the day, I like this one a lot more than I liked Terms and Conditions. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was just like so unnecessarily long. I wasn't obsessed with this one. I continued the Throne of Glass series with Throne of Glass. 3.75 out of 5 stars. I don't know if I mentioned that I rated The Assassin's Blade 4 to 5 stars. Didn't love this one as much. Not much happened until like the last like 50 pages, which is like so Sarah J Maas. Like, it's so Sarah J Maas coded. Definitely think my interest in the series would have been completely different if I started off with this book. Then I read, wow, this is a really good reading month for me. I read Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Look at this cover. Fucking yeehaw, baby. 4 to 5 stars. This was just so fun. Like, it's just cute. It's cheesy. It's yeehaw coded. It's not that serious. It's just what I needed. So I definitely recommend this if you actually have not read it yet. I'm very excited for the second book to come out. Then I had another DNF, which when people saw that I DNF'd this book, some people were like, "Whoa, you DNF'd this book?" And I was like, I just couldn't get into it. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I don't know if this is going to be a soft DNF. I don't know if I'll ever pick up this series again. A lot of people describe like the writing style as kind of like magical type thing, and I just like I couldn't get into it. I didn't like it. Yeah, guys, I tried. I really did try. I got like 232 pages in. Then I completely finished the Shadow Me series with, believe me, the last little novella. It's just somebody's wedding is how I'll describe it. This one I did give it a 4 to 5 stars because I just love this little universe and these little characters. Like, it was cute. Then I read a book called Where You Belong. Gave it a 2.5 to 5 stars. I don't remember why, but I didn't like it. So then I read a little novella in a series, Between Periods by Hannah Cohen. It's like a little novella where they just go a little on vacation, and it's just so fun. Like spring break in a book, but smart. So, and then I read, yeah, let's give her a moment. I read Fourth Wing, 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously, have yet to continue with the series. I know. I want to get into fantasy, read Fourth Wing. I am so incredibly scared because this is supposed to be 5 books. Continued with the Addicted series with Addicted for now. 3.5 out of 5 stars. I was really scared to get into this book. Honestly, that's why I put it off for so long. Like, I was scared about the events that were going to happen. I don't think they actually happened, now that I think about it. Can't wait to continue and maybe hopefully finish the series in 2024. Alright, 3 more books for August. We have Ignite by Manly Harlow. I don't even know why I picked this up because I didn't like the first one. But this is basically about the children that are in that book. It's about one of the children. 3 out of 5 stars. I just wanted to read this because he was a firefighter and a single dad. Then another DNF. The Summer We Fell by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I DNF'd this at 8% because there was emotional cheating. And that's just not my thing. And then I randomly picked this book up, I guess. Shy Girls Don't Date Billionaires. 3 to 5 stars. I have absolutely no recollection of reading this book. We are in the home stretch with September, which is honestly just the best month, because I was born. I started this book technically in August, but I think I was in a little bit of a reading slump or something at the time because after Fourth Wing, I just couldn't read anything else. But I finished in September, so technically it's September. Powerless by Elsie Silver, 4.75. This is kind of Best Friends to Lovers, which I don't like Best Friends to Lovers, but like, you give Elsie Silver a trope that I don't like, and she will probably do it well and do it great every single time. Love Jasper. Like, he's just like the cutest little sweetest, shy, quiet hockey player. Then I started the Crowns of Nyaxene series with Serpent and Wings of the Night. I think that's how you say it, by Carissa Broadbent. 4 to 5 stars. My first vampire romance made me a little bit uncomfortable. I really love Rain and Aurora. Okay, this is not showing up, but I did reread this book, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I would not give it a 5-star again, personally. That's why I don't think I can, like, reread my favorite books. I could probably go back and read, like, my favorite scenes. Kept it as a 5 stars because it's just a classic. Right, then I read The Chase by Elle Kennedy, the first book in the Briar You series. 2 stars. I didn't like this book at all. It was so bland. I didn't even like want the characters to be together at the end of the day. So I'm still obviously gonna continue with the series because I love Elle Kennedy's writing and I love her hockey romance books, but this just like meh. Then I read The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. Gave this 3 to 5 stars. This book was really hard for my brain to understand. Like, the world building, I don't even like really remember, but it was just kind of too much. But I might continue with the series. I have not decided. Then I read another book that was an anticipated 5 stars, anticipated release, all this and that, and I didn't love it. I gave it a 4.2 out of 5 stars, but I don't think that is accurate. Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. Lucian and Sloane's romance story, last book in the Knock 'Em Out series. I was just a little disappointed. I didn't love it. It was too long. No, I just expected so much more, and I didn't get that, so. And I read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. This was really hard to get into. Now that I think about it, it honestly made me a little bit uncomfortable. I gave it a 4 to 5 stars, but like, I don't know. I liked Crew's character development. I think in the end, it was more him. And then last but not least, for the book I finished in September, I read Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, 4 to 5 stars. I feel like this is a very pivotal book in the series. October, let's get into October. This book I started in September, finished in October, one of those situations again, but Jasper Vale, Devney Perry. I honestly was disappointed in this book because it's Marriage and Convenience, and I love Marriage and Convenience, but like, I just remember their conversations were so bland and like no chemistry, connection, anything from these two characters. 3 to 5 stars. Then I read a series that I've been like contemplating for months if I wanted to start because I heard so many mixed things but also not a lot of things. Serpent and Dove by Shelby Muharin. This is, I think, another vampire kind of Marriage of Convenience series. Loved it. I read it in October, gave the best witchy, spooky vibes. So excited to continue the series. Then I read First Down by Grace Riley. First book in the On the Play series. Football romance, 3 to 5 stars. Short, wasn't my favorite. I just don't think maybe football is for me necessarily. Not something I will like remember forever. Then I read one that like kind of really surprised me. Bewitched by Laura Thalahassa. I have heard like nothing about this book going into it, but I wanted a kind of witchy, spooky book for October. Give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This was so good. Like, now that I think about it, it was like so good and such a fun time. Really loved the writing style. Kind of more of a modern day fantasy, but the man needs to grovel in this second book because I don't even want to talk about it. Then I read Play With Me by Becca Mack, the second book in the Playing for Keeps series. This was like best friends or friends with benefits to lovers. I loved these two characters like so much. Their friendship was genuinely so sweet. Like, they actually really cared for each other. I couldn't decide between a 4.25 or a 4.5, but I just like love Jenny and Garrett. I think 4.5. Like, yeah, why the hell not? All right, then I read The Fallback Plan by Melanie Jacobson. Gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Really, really short. There was no spice in this, I think I remember. Just wanted a fall read, I guess. And I started, which I was going to do a reading vlog on this, but I just was not going to commit to that, if we're being honest, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this series. But I started the Harry Potter series. 3.5 out of 5 stars. It took me like a long time to get through this book, if we were being honest, but I'm going to stick through, give her a shot, because my 2 best friends love it. I have to do it, and I will do it. Hopefully maybe finish the series in 2024. Then I have 2 more books. Need Me by Tessa Bailey, 3 to 5 stars. I don't even remember if I skimmed some of this book. I think I did. So me and Tessa Bailey, we're still not on a good path. We won't continue with the series. And then I read on Halloween a book called Spookily Yours, which like I don't even remember like why I even picked this up. I think it was like she was in love with like a cat she found. He like was a cat because he got stuck as a cat and they fell in love. I don't know. 3 to 5 stars. Right, on to November. Right, I started off the month with, I didn't start this book first, but I finished it first in the month. Blindside by Katie Steiner. I did a whole cozy fall reading vlog on this and another book. My final rating is gonna be 3.5 out of 5 stars. I didn't love this. The concept was like, okay, but then you just know things are gonna happen. I don't really know how to explain it. I explained it in, I think, 2 videos. So if you want to go like hear my in-depth thoughts, go check that video out. Then I read Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Favorite book in the series thus far. 4.25. It's a really solid book. Really long. Sometimes it got confusing because there were so many different character point of views in this book. Like, I was getting really confused. I'm terrified to read the rest of these books. I just know I'm gonna cry at all times. Then I read these next 3 for a 24-hour readathon. Started off with Wildfire by Hannah Grace. 4.5. I really liked this book. I love these 2 characters. I don't know if I liked this more than Icebreaker. Still up for debate. Then I read 6 Scorched Roses by Carissa Brabant. This is the novella you're supposed to read in between The Serpent and the Wings of the Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I think it's about characters who show up in the second book, so it's a lot of just the background about them. Really enjoyed it. 3 to 5 stars. Can't wait to see their roles in the second book because I really liked them. I don't know if they have their own book, but I really did like them. Now, I don't know if I finished this book in that 24-hour readathon, but I've started it at least. Fall into Temptation by Lucy Score, one of her older releases. 3 to 5 stars. Kind of insta-lovey, insta-lusty, I guess. Wasn't my favorite, but it's Lucy Score. It was fun. Spice was good. Yeah, no. And then the last book that I read in November, because I honestly think the 24-hour readathon put me in a slump. Hi by Liz Tomford. Hockey romance. Gave it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. I didn't love it. A lot of people gave this like 5 stars, but there were just some things that just didn't click for me. It was really long, and I feel like they like weren't together for much part of the book for it being so long. I'm like gonna continue with the series because everybody loves The Right Move. We've made it to December, everybody. We've made it to December because they're all Christmas romance books. I'm just letting you know. First one I started off with was The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Cute, quick time. Wish it was due point of view and maybe a little bit longer. Then I read Love Light Farms by BK Borison. 3.75 out of 5 stars. This was Best Friends to Lovers. I wish this was dual point of view like so bad because I wanted to know his thoughts. Then I read The Christmas Blanket by Katie Steiner. This was also really short. I think it was just 2 people stuck in a cabin who used to be married. 3 to 5 stars. Then I read There's Something About Mary. I give this a 2 to 5 stars. Like, I honestly should have DNF'd it. I really skimmed the last 100 pages. It was so freaking long. It was so long. Like, it's like 400 pages. It wasn't even like it was a well-developed, like, romance story. I don't recommend. Then I read The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. This was an old release, but it got a new cover, so that's why it's floating around everywhere. But 3.5 out of 5 stars. Really did like this book. I just wish it was dual point of view. Mistletoe Bet. 3 to 5 stars. Really short. Fun time. And then the last book that I read for 2023 was How the Grumps Save Christmas by Claire Kingsley. Gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I didn't really feel the connection between these characters. Like, I had, I guess, a good time, but there was like no really development or like tension between these 2 characters. Definitely one of my favorite covers. Really do love it. Yeah, that was the last book I read for 2023. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me talking for probably a very long time. Welcome to 2024, guys. I truly love y'all so much. If you're new here and you want to subscribe down below, you can. I post every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And follow my socials down below if you want to keep updated. I can't wait to look back on this video and just watch all my favorite books that I read, all the memories. I'm going to spend a lot of time putting all these books away. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!